What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction, and in this one we have, why does Canada have a problem with India? Jaishankar bears it all. Y'all know I love reacting to Jaishankar. He's absolutely dope. But I don't know why Canada has a problem with India. I don't know what India ever did to Canada for Canada to have this issue. But we're going to go ahead and dive in and hear what Jaishankar got to say about it. Before we do, if you happen to enjoy, please don't forget to smash subscribe. Please give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested more. And also, if you would like to support this channel by becoming a member, all you got to do is hit that join button and receive your exclusive benefits. Let's dive right in.
Since US and Canada are main players in the western part of the world, US we will deal a little later.
Okay.
But what about Canada situation? How are we dealing with it? Now, have we contained
Yeah, just
it?
imagine, some time ago you would have said, Canada we will deal with later, let's talk about the US.
True. Absolutely true.
So now, for some inexplicable reason, you are saying US बाद में बात करेंगे, चलो Canada की बात करते हैं.
US is not problematic for us.
No, that's true, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
US is not problematic for us.
But Canada is, even though it's a lightweight.
Unfortunately, I agree there also.
But such a wonderful people-to-people relationship, and now it is a struggling economy and whatever. But why Trudeau will be doing this?
I think,
election time?
that's
Is that
a question you need to have Trudeau here, not Jaishankar, to answer. I can only speculate. Look, to some extent, I think there is a general Western issue, and to some extent, a very specific Canada issue. I think the Western issue has been, after all, let's be frank, the world order after 1945 was heavily Western. I mean, it was before 45 also in an imperial colonial sense.
Okay.
And
Agree.
after 1990s, it was again very, very Western.
Agree.
So what has happened, you can say, in the last 20, 25 years is that there is what you can call a rebalancing, a multipolarity. Many non-Western countries have a bigger share, a bigger contribution, a bigger role, if you will.
Agreed.
And a bigger influence which will naturally come. So
Agreed.
the equations, in a way, between the West and the non-West, I think is changing. And
I completely agree with that perspective. And the West, of course, is not going to like that because, I mean, who would like that, right? You have this power for so long, and now kind of the power dynamic starting to shift. The West and the Southeast. Southeast is starting to gain a little bit more control, starting to gain a little bit more influence, and they're starting to build. And as a Western power, you're not exactly thrilled about that, right? But for right now, I'm glad that he said the U.S. is not problematic for India. They can continue being cool with each other, having a great partnership with each other. I get he going to continue, and I'm sure he's going to explain what's going on with Canada. But yeah, what do y'all think about that?
the West and the non-West, I think, is changing. And it's not easy to adjust to that. If
True.
you've been dominant and you are less
What
dominant.
I just said.
If
Yeah.
there was a time when, in the conversation you were looking up and I was looking down, and now the conversation is no longer like that. It takes a little bit of getting used to. So I would say, in a broad way, on multiple subjects. Today, when the natural diversity of the world has started to express itself, when many more countries, and particularly many more large countries like India or China, have points of view and positions to take, there will be contestations, there will be frictions, there will be arguments. So it won't be so smooth.
Yeah.
That's a larger picture.
Agreed.
Where Canada is concerned, I think there are some very specific issues. I think a lot of people know that. Um,
Yeah.
you are right.
I think in the sense of course, people going over to Canada, that India is telling Canada, hey, like, these people are problematic, these people are terrorists, these people are extremists, these people are issues, these people should be arrested. They'd be arrested over here in India and Canada, taking them in and allowing them to walk the streets freely, allowing them to disrespect the country of India and say all these slurs, allowing them to burn stuff of their diplomats, just allowing all of this definitely creates a rift. But I don't know what it was that Canada that originally, like, why is Canada have an issue with India? It's still I don't understand. I don't know if it's the fact that Canada let those people in that India told them not to, and those people have caused disruption in Canada, and those people are now like a voting bloc in Canada, and they're against India, so they have to, in order to get their vote, be against it. I don't know. But I do agree, again, like I said, with the readjustment of power he was talking about. Not going to be too happy when you got all that power, you start to lose it.
A lot of people know that. You are right. If you look at the people to people, if you look at the business relationship, it's very, very strong. For a lot of people, it is very difficult to imagine that we could reach the state of relations that we have today. So why has this happened? I would say definitely there is some history, for the non-Indians in the room, I should remind you that in the 1980s, Indian Air India plane was blown up flying out of Canada, and in many ways that's a kind of a overhang, because it wasn't just an incident; it was a reflection of something which is going on there.
Wow, an Air India plane was blown up flying out of. That definitely creates problems. That definitely creates issues. I did not know that. And if I'd seen it in a different video, I didn't remember.
But at a time when many people felt that, look, that's all behind us, I think developments in the politics went in a different direction, and we are seeing to some degree the consequences of that. So again, I give you the first observation that the broad attitude versus the specific, and I give you 2-3 examples of it. Canada has just they asked us to subject our High Commissioner to a police inquiry, you can say, and we chose to withdraw the High Commissioner and diplomats. Now, look at it. They seem to have a problem if Indian diplomats are even trying to make efforts to find out what is happening in Canada on matters which directly pertain to their welfare and security. But look what happens in India. Canadian diplomats have no problem going around collecting information on our military, on our police, profiling people, targeting people to be stopped in Canada. So apparently, the license that they give themselves is totally different from the kind of restrictions
That's crazy.
that they impose on diplomats in Canada. Or even take the press. I'm at a press event. Now, when we tell them, saying, look, you have people openly threatening leaders of India, diplomats of India. Sometimes the threat is not just verbal, it's physical.
Yes.
So their answer is freedom of speech.
That's crazy. That's open threats. Openly, sometimes not just verbal, but physical threats. And your answer is freedom of speech is wild. I've said it in multiple videos. It seems like Canada has no desire to protect these Indian diplomats, has no desire to listen to India on certain issues, and that's where that rift and that problem there comes. And when I guess you saying people of India are getting like different treatment over there in Canada, that's a problem that you have to look into.
Okay. Now, when Indian journalists make social media comments, I mean, if you threaten the Indian High Commissioner, he is supposed to accept it as freedom of speech.
That's
But
crazy.
if an Indian journalist says the Canadian High Commissioner walked out of South Block looking very grumpy, it is apparently foreign interference. Now,
Crazy.
how,
Don't
look
make
at the,
sense.
I mean, this is not even, double standards is a very mild word for it. So, look, there is this thing that we will do it differently at home, we will do it differently abroad, we will do it our way, but that doesn't apply to you. So, I think these are the larger, I would say, adjustments which have to happen
Agreed.
in this changing world.
I completely agree with what he's saying. India definitely needs to, or Canada definitely needs to listen more to India if they want to mend that issue between them. Instead of shooting India with allegations and providing no evidence, just to kind of disparaging India's name, allowing these threats to stand, not doing anything about it by putting them under freedom of speech. No, that's just not right. So, of course, there's going to be that issue between the two. But that's all we have. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. Check out the next one. I'll see you guys next time.